The indie genre isn't defined by just one sound. If we call someone an indie act, it typically means they're an independent artist. However, the word and the genre have now grown beyond just a singular meaning. It now identifies as a spectrum of different sounds. In the UK especially, when we call something indie, we typically think of the subgenre indie rock. Acts that fit this criteria include the Arctic Monkeys, the Strokes, Sam Fender, or the Smiths. Since the 70s, indie music has been on the rise to combat traditional mainstream media. Indie music is more melodic and less formulaic. It doesn't always follow the same typical song structure of having two verses and a chorus. Nowadays, people are listening to more indie music, whether that is indie rock music like Sam Fender and the Wombats, or indie pop like Clairo or Alfie Templeman. Indie music extends beyond its own label, crossing over to genres such as bedroom pop or lo-fi music, best shown in acts such as Dominik Fike, bbno or Alec Benjamin. The musicians I've mentioned have managed to build a career and continue to push their music and evolve as artists. However, today on Music Rewind, we're going to be talking about one of the most promising indie rock bands that met such an early and cruel end. Their name was Viola Beach, and this is their story. Viola Beach were an indie rock band from Warrington. They formed in May 2013. The members of the band include Chris Leonard, Jack Dakin, River Reeves, and Thomas Lowe. The band released music through their own record label Full of Beans. They recorded their first official single, Swings and Water Slides, in 2015. Later that year, the song would be added to Radio 1's playlist, and the band gained support from BBC Introducing. BBC Introducing is a platform for emerging artists and has introduced and launched the careers of stars such as Florence and the Machine, George Ezra, and Ed Sheeran. Their music was described as infectious anthems, brilliant indie with hints of slacker pop. This platform gave them a lot of opportunities, including performing at Reading and Leeds Festival and playing a live session at BBC Radio 1. Their great exposure continued as they were the supporting act of the Cortinas and Blossoms, and their popularity was increasing day by day. 2016 started out as a great year for the band. They released their second single, Boys That Sing, and were signed to Communion Music, an independent music company that signed on acts such as Sam Fender, Lewis Capaldi, and Bastille. Their year was booked and busy, expected to play South by Southwest, Sound City, headline a show in their hometown of Warrington, and the Swedish festival Where's the Music. Unfortunately, it would be here where they would meet their tragic end. In the early mornings of February 13th, 2016, Viola Beach and their manager Craig Terry were killed in a car crash. Members Chris Leonard, River Reeves, and Jack Dakin were only 19 years old. Thomas Lowe was 27, and their manager Craig Terry was only 32 years old. In the week following their deaths, tributes were made by everyone. Warrington Town Hall flew its flag at half-mast. The UK Foreign Office released a statement saying they were devastated by what happened and were supporting the families. Blossoms paid tribute, saying absolutely devastated for the loss of Viola Beach and Craig Terry. Our thoughts are with their friends and families. On April 2nd, 2016, a tribute concert was held at Warrington Park Hall, with performances by several of the band's friends and influences, including the Cortinas, the Kooks, and Blossoms. Coldplay paid tribute to Viola Beach at Glastonbury, covering their song Boys That Sing, and encouraged everyone to buy the song. But one of the biggest tributes was made by the fans. A campaign was held to get their single Swings and Water Slides to #1 on the UK singles chart. The song reached #1 on the UK iTunes chart and number 11 on the official UK singles chart. That same week, Boys That Sing debuted at number 80 and later peaked at number 50. Both songs have been certified silver in the UK for selling over 200,000 copies each. On July 29th, 2016, Viola Beach's debut album was released. In a statement, the family members say, "We are tremendously proud of everything the boys achieved in such a short space of time. We believe the best way to celebrate our sons' lives is to release an album of their songs. This is their legacy, and we know deep in our hearts that the boys would want the world to listen to the music they poured everything into." What we got is a 9-track album full of great songs with brilliant moments to show you just how much potential this band had. Chris Leonard said in an interview with Wonderland that growing up in Warrington had an effect on their music because all he could do was drink cider, smoke rollies, and chased after girls, which attributes to the tongue-in-cheek lyrics we hear on songs such as Swings and Water Slides. But also growing up in a town very grey and industrial gave the band a strong sense of escapism, which we can hear throughout the album, especially on the song Like a Fool. Critically, the album was praised heavily. Drowned in Sound said despite the unavoidable unbearable sadness of its context, Viola Beach is celebrated for its lightness. And Enemy said Viola Beach is not the debut album they would have made, but is the only legacy they'll leave. You're glad it exists, but at the same time you wish it didn't have to. Commercially, the album did brilliantly. In the UK, it debuted at number 1 on the official UK album chart. It has since been certified silver, selling over 60,000 copies. On Spotify, the album has surpassed over 100 million streams, and the band have over 300,000 monthly listeners, which shows just how loyal of a following they have. Ending this video is difficult because there is no happy ending. However, I hope I could have introduced just one person to this band and also influenced someone else to explore more music, try something new, and maybe you'll find a new favorite genre, band, or even a guilty pleasure. In summary, although their untimely death is horrific and tragic, it doesn't define Viola Beach. Their music is a testament to what they are and what they could have been.